Welcome back to a beautiful Cape Town, the 2012 African Cross Country Championships, right in the heart of the city.
Timothy, as the captain of the Kenyan team, you have a very big responsibility resting on your shoulders. How do you feel about that today?
I'm very happy because I've been selected to be the team captain, and also my fellow athletes, junior women and junior men and also senior women, they have shown something good to have. So we are happy, and I hope we will do much better than for junior and senior.
All right, Elroy, you just came back from the World Indoors where you set a South African record, and today you're running at the cross country. Do you think you have rested enough to have a good performance today?
Yes, I think I've rested enough. I'm much more confident going into the race today. So yes, I think I've rested well and I'm much confident, yes.
Okay, last year the team got a bronze medal, the senior men. Do you think we have a chance to equal that or even better that performance from last year?
Yes, I think the spirit within the team is very good. So I think we will work today as a team, and I think we can better it today, yes.
Time now for the final event of the day, the longest race, the 12-kilometre event, 6 laps for the senior men. 50 runners in there, a number of countries that weren't earlier in the races. In a way, they go very quick start, but right now, Geraldine, the problem is the heat. 28 degrees and it's very hot.
Yes, it is very hot, and some of these runners are used to these conditions because normally they train at this time of the day. Others would train early in the morning, but let's hope that the weather is not going to hamper any performance here today.
It's a big challenge for them, of course, and next year in Poland it'll be probably closer to 0, so the guys have to condition themselves to the conditions and also to the temperature. As usual, it's a very, very big lead group, and the men up front in the bright red are Eritrea, and they weren't here last year.
No, they were not here last year, and we are happy to have them here because they have a very, very good runner in their team, Teklemariam Medin. He is one of the most experienced athletes. He has 6 world championships in cross country behind his name. So he's here with a mission, and hopefully the Kenyans and the Ethiopians will all be there in the party, and we can see a very fast time here today.
Well, Eritrea now has become one of the strongest distance running nations in the world, especially over cross country and on like the world half marathon champs. That is an Eritrean, and the Kenyans at this stage, it is a long race. This race is going to go for 34, 35, 36 minutes. They're quite happy to sit back in the pack.
Oh yes, they're quite happy, and they're allowing the Eritreans to take the lead. And sometimes it's not a good idea to take the lead so early because you can either run yourself to the ground in the first few laps, or you can position yourself in a good place to just sprint to the finish line in the last lap.
Doesn't look like it, but they're running at under 3 minutes a kilometre. It's amazingly quick running. They look so relaxed and so comfortable, but they're travelling at under 30 minutes for 10k pace. The tall figure of Medhin, there he is, just making sure that he's in touch with the Ethiopians up there. That is Tedu Tesfaye, and then wearing race number 32. In fact, it's Barry Lemup, the other Ethiopian. They're chopping and changing in that lead group, with the Ethiopians also keeping their positions well.
Yes, and we see the South Africans. The South Africans are being led by Elroy Gelant, who's had a fantastic season, especially at the World Indoors, where he set a South African record in the 3,000 meters.
Hamsalom of Eritrea, Kassa of Ethiopia, Jacob Arabtani, we spoke about him just now, of Eritrea, Agatu of Ethiopia.
We have been entertained by the African drummers, who's been creating a really festival atmosphere and also encouraging the runners as they approach their second lap. So just take us behind the scenes, all the organizing and everything that goes into making sure that this event is a success.
I think the big thing is just having partnerships in place. That is the key to any successful international event, and we have to thank ASA. We need to thank the City of Cape Town for coming on board and assisting us through this entire process. And without that support, none of this would have been possible. So it is a lot of logistics that go into putting on an event like this, and I think today turned out to be very successful.
Right now the field is stringing out a little bit, maybe not so easy to stay with that pace as they're coming up towards the end of one of the laps.
Let's hope that they can keep up the pace, It's a very, very fast pace, and they still have 3 or 4 laps to go before the finish line.
A couple of locals walking their dogs, wondering what on earth is going on in their park. All these guys running around. I wonder what's happening out there. Well, it's the African Championships. Moving into the central part of the race, the real favourites moving away. The 3 Kenyans, Clement Langat, Timothy Kiptu and Vincent Chepkok. And amongst them are the Telemachriam Medin of Eritrea and Tsedu Tesfaye of Ethiopia. So the Kenyans not having it all their own way.
Yes, this is not going to be easy for the Kenyans. They really have to work very, very hard for the victory because they have company. They have Ethiopia, they have Eritrea, and even an athlete from Uganda. So it's going to be very, very hard work towards approaching the last lap.
Ugandan tucked into that group. It's Timothy Toretich in the golden colours of Uganda, the next host of the African Championships. And they'll be looking to position themselves well, looking forward to that championship. Right now it's the Kenyans and the Eritreans and the Ethiopians making all the running. Just keep that pace right up that hill. They don't even slow down.
Yeah, no, they don't even slow down. This is probably more experienced athletes, and if they slow down, they have to work much harder off the hill. So instead of slowing down, just keeping the pace, and that way they keep the momentum and also the speed.
Young Dean Brummer at the back of that group. I'm sure his dad, Dion, the famous 1500 metre mile runner from many years ago, he'll be proud of him. I wonder if he's in the crowd there, Dion. And young Dean is a good runner.
Yes, young Dean has a twin brother. I didn't know that he had a twin brother, but yes, and he's also an athlete. But unfortunately, he's not running here today, and we only have Dean representing the Brummer family.
On to lap 3 they go. 4 kilometres gone, 1/3 of the race behind them, and now it starts to get tough. The pace is relentless. The guys up front pushing, and all of a sudden the guys a little bit further back are getting tired, they're losing touch, they're hot, it's really hard.
Yes, it's very, very hard. And now you can see that it's only the Kenyans and the Ethiopians, and we have here and there the Eritreans also making their presence being felt in the front race. But now it's between Kenya and Ethiopia.
The man in the front, Clement Langat of Kenya, his arch rival Telemachriam Medin of Eritrea, and the Ethiopians Tesfaye and the other teammates all back in that chasing group. Now that's hard work up front. Number 38 is Kiptu, one of the top Kenyans in their team. Must be so difficult to make the Kenyan team. They must have literally dozens of these sort of athletes of that class.
Yes, I think if you are in the Kenyan team, then you are assured to win a medal at the championships, because it's, like you said, it's very, very difficult to make the Kenyan team. And most of them, especially the senior men and women, they come from the defense force in Kenya. So they have very, very hard training, and also the conditions are not very conducive. But here we have the best of Kenya running in the African championships.
Well, of course, their 800 metre runner, Rudisha, was judged by Track and Field News to be the best athlete of any description, male athlete in the world last year. So they go all the way from the 800 metres through cross country, 10,000 metres, right up to the marathon.
Yes, and I think some of them are using the cross country, as training for the track, especially the 10,000 metre. We have runners that are also going to compete at the African championships later this year, trying to qualify for the Olympics.
I wonder if we'll see the likes of Langat and Kiptu in the Olympics in London later this year. Could well happen in 10,000 metres, I guess. There the South Africans go, running together, off the pace now. And these guys still keeping up a pace of better than 3 minutes a kilometre.
Yeah, and they look so relaxed. You don't see a strain or anything, and it's so fluent. The movement is so fluent. There's no break in between, like you said, when they go up the hill and down the hill. The same kind of pace they always maintain throughout.
So the 3 men up front now, Clement Langat with race number 41, Telemachriam Medin of Eritrea, race number 25, and Tesfaye, the Ethiopian, race number 31. There's a trio of South Africans.
Yes, there we have Galant, hoping to get a medal as a team in this championships. And let's hope that they do get it right, because it will be the first medal for South Africa.
Well, the guys going over those mats at the end of the laps, they don't finish under the finish band until right at the end. And this is a very tough little stretch, but some of this part's like there, it's really quite nice and flat, and they can maybe get back into a bit of a rhythm and conserve their energy a little bit, and then it's out into the rough country again as they go out into the park. 6 laps And they're going to start lapping runners perhaps at the back of the field soon.
Yeah. I think they are going to start lapping some of the runners. We have only one team from Sudan, and it's the only team that they've entered. It's the men's team. And then we have Zambia, who've only sent 3 athletes, so unfortunately they are not even in contention for a team medal, but also, completing the field here at the African Championships. And probably those runners will be lapped, unfortunately.
Well, the South Africans are running quite strongly. They will be looking for a team position, possibly a medal, but maybe just outside of the medals. Remember, the medals go to the first, second and third teams, but it'll be good to see where they finish here, because these are the best teams in the world. They really are up against the best runners. It's not as if there's somebody coming from somewhere else that is not here.
Yes, last year, unfortunately, they said it was a watered-down competition. We didn't have all the best countries in Africa competing. But this year, it's a full field, the best of the best. The cream of the crop of cross-country running is here. So if any medal or any position will be well-deserved.
This is the African Cross Country Championships from Cape Town. We'll be back after this break.